There is tension in the air here, as there is in Boston. Neighbors, whom I've known since I was a boy, openly speak of rebellion. They stockpile arms, the militia drills. They've received word from the outlaw Congress that has met in Concord that they are not to obey any of the laws of the royal government, of Governor Gage and his council. There's an outlaw Congress in Philadelphia, which has told the people of Massachusetts that they may resist, but in a defensive nature. Whether it is defensive or not, it is still rebellion and it is still treason. I am saddened by this, that my neighbors would think that this is the right path that they should take. I can only wonder what Father would think if he were still here. The troubles began here in Marshfield. 3 days after the tea was destroyed in December of 1773 in Boston. My neighbors, whom I've known for such a long time, stole the tea from Bourne's Ordinary and Deacon Nehemiah Thomas's house in the dead of night, went to the top of a hill, knelt in prayer, and then set it ablaze. I and others knew that something had to be done. A town meeting was called with my good friend Nathaniel Ray Thomas, who has become their target, as the moderator. We passed a series of resolves by one vote that we protested against this action, that we believed those in Boston should pay for the tea that they destroyed, and that we remained loyal to His Majesty's government. That summer, though, trouble found its way here to Marshfield and in the towns surrounding us. A poor farmer by the name of Jesse Dunbar from Bridgewater had purchased some oxen from my good friend Nathaniel Ray Thomas, who was going to bring them to market in Plymouth. He was captured by people of this town, and an oxen was slaughtered in a cart, and he was placed in the cart in the insides of that oxen and paraded from town to town and made to pay a fine at each one before he was delivered to Mr. Thomas. We knew that we needed the protection of His Majesty's soldiers. Mr. Thomas and others from Marshfield and Scituate petitioned General Gage for troops to be sent here, and finally, this last January, they were. The 4th King's Own, commanded by Captain Nesbitt Balfour, made its way to the Thomas estate, where they were quartered, in an attempt to keep peace in this area, which, for the most part, has been successful. So much so that we called a town meeting shortly thereafter, in which we passed a resolution that we would not acknowledge this provincial government as a lawful body, and that we would obey the laws of the rightful government under Royal Governor General Gage and his councillors, and we would remain loyal to our king and to Parliament. We have heard of expeditions that have been sent to the countryside to disarm the people because of their hostile nature. I believe this is justified, though I fear that there will be some blood that may be spilled in the future if this continues with the resistance that has been building up in the countryside. And I fear very much for my fellow countrymen and my country. My loyalty remains firm with my sovereign, with my Parliament, with my country. And I hope that others may be returned to reason very soon.